Oh no, what happened? There we are. Camera issues, whatever. This is another week of me having different settings to get the audio into the Ecamm Live software. I just don't know. I have to re-download something or figure out something else. But for the moment, it's working, I think. Even though it may just be mono at this point. I'm not quite sure. Shouldn't be mono, but it is what it is. And yeah, so you let me know what kind of questions that you have and what your thoughts are for this week. I know we just came off of the NAMM show, which is it's a fun thing to do if you can go to it, but it is also very exhausting walking and talking and walking and talking all day long. And yeah, you're meeting cool people and rubbing elbows with whoever and such, but at some point you got to come back to reality. And there you go. So I was not able to go this year, which is fine, actually. I think once you get the taste of it, just 1 year, it's like, all right, I think I have enough. So it's kind of like with me and touring. I toured with my band Feedback Revival back in 2014, and it was a very fun experience. It's also very tiring because you're driving all day, and you are, you're driving, you're eating, you're playing, you're sleeping. You're driving, eating, playing, sleeping, just over and over and over, like every day for 5 weeks straight. And if I was single, if I was back in my 20s and not married, without kids, I could probably find a way to make it happen. But at this age, especially at the age I was, which was about 34, 35, which is, I was mid-30s, still rocking some faces back then, but man, it's a long road if you're in a band and you're trying to, quote unquote, make it. And a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of road, playing on the weekends, just whatever else. So anyway, if you have any experiences playing live and or trying to do the Weekend Warrior thing, or maybe you're recording a current album right now and you're wanting to release it, or just let me know in the comments what you are experiencing right now as far as like, are you an artist? Do you play in a band? Are you just a guy that plays in your bedroom or back porch, picking on some guitar and creating some fun tones with any one of the digital modeling units these days? Or maybe you have a little amp set up and pedalboard that you like to use and whatever. So anyway, it doesn't matter to me. It's just interesting to know what different people do for their setup. All right, so let's go over here. And yeah, so what we have here is the Quilter Directamp. It is kind of strange having the outputs on the top instead of like out of the back or something, but it's fine. It is what it is. So let me get a guitar plugged in here. And my voice might be a little tired today. I did some TV show watching, and I stayed up way too late. And then I had a sore throat yesterday, and I took some medicine, and it just knocked me out. All right, let's see where we're at here. We should be coming in. We should be on. It's probably always helpful if we're on. And let's see what we got. The pad was on one side. All right, so what we have is just a direct out going into my audio interface. And there's a weird thing going on, but when I play it direct, it still sounds good. But when I play it through an FR speaker like the Fender over here, it just sounds so great in the room. So I'm not sure what Quilter is doing there, but Yeah, and I love the full on, the full digital modeling stuff because you just have everything. You have everything in one package. But I am liking this setup right here. So this is the classic, good old HX Effects. I know you can't see it all that well over here. Maybe if I do something like this. Make everything a little bit brighter. But then when I do that, you can't see the screen as well. So it is what it is. All right, that's fine though. All right, so what I can do with this really simple setup is I'm using the Quilter amp as my amplifier. I can turn off the reverb. Right, let's turn it back on. And I am in stereo mode right now, so if I have it flipped over to mono, right, all my reverbs and stuff are down the middle, but if I flip it over to stereo, then I have this nice wide stereo spread. So it's just a very good platform for adding your pedals, whatever you want to do. And then this boost over here, it has a fat, a bright, and a flat. And I can drive up that gain as high as I want and then turn that on, and it switches from the clean sound to my boosted sound. Okay, now that is with the, I'm going to switch it to the Fender and the Jensen speaker right here. Okay, here's the Vintage 30 and the AC15. Okay, still a good sound, but it has a little more bark to it. I'm in the mid-range. And then the Celestion 8030 with a JMP, which is a Marshall sound. Okay, now that is obviously a lot louder, obviously. And I'm going to go turn up my mic pre just a little bit to maybe turn down this stuff. Check, check, one. Just make sure I'm not blowing you guys out. So, all right, so that's the basic sounds there. And it does have a built-in limiter, which is technically reducing the gain to the front end of the amp. So it's adding all this compression and limiting. So you're knocking off some transients there. And it sounds very compressed. So we'll put it back on the Fender sound. I kind of like the Fender amp type, but the CL80 speaker type. I think it sounds good. Here's the Vintage 30 with the Fender. And then this is the Jensen. Alright, so with all that said, that's just the amplifier itself. And I do have this connected to the 4-cable method right here. And I have so many videos on that, so just check the channel for the 4-cable method. But with that said, I can kick on some tremolo over here on the HX Effects. But if I bypass the effects loop over here, it's going to take anything I have in the effects loop on this pedal and basically where I can just turn it on and off from here. Okay, but I just always leave it on and then control everything from the HX Effect. So here's a simple EQ. like so. And then maybe some delay. Maybe turn that off, turn this back up. Okay, and then turn on some dynamic hall. All right, so that is the gain from the Directamp. Now, if I turn it back to the clean, I have this pedal right back here, which I've had for many years. It's called the Sonic Harmonic from Midnight 30 Music. And it's just a pedal builder out of New York. And he stays up till wee hours of the night making pedals. And at least he was. I don't know if he's doing what he's doing nowadays. But it's just a good, kind of a Timmy kind of sound. It's got volume, treble bass, and gain. It's got 2 different switches, so you can control kind of how everything reacts. But it's just a good overall pedal. So I do have that in the loop, and I can turn that on and off from here. So now it's on. Turn down the volume. Right. So all kinds of options with the analog pedal. And then I have a tube drive on the HXFX. And there is just a plethora of things that you could choose. But this one just sounds good. Honestly, I chose that tube drive because it sounds very familiar to the boost that's on the Directamp. So now if I kind of compare both of them, okay, that's definitely a little bit more scooped. Maybe I'll do a flat. And then go back to here. Okay, so it's clear that the mid-range is different in those two. But it's fine, because if you're just needing different sounds for different songs, then there's a different sound that you can use. So if you want the scoopier top sound, just choose the Fender. But that also changes if you change your amp type. So if I go to AC15, okay, so AC15s or AC30s always have that upper mid-range bark to the sound. So then maybe I go to the fat boost versus bright. Or I can just turn down the gain and not have it be as gainy. Right, something like that. Now at that point, once you start dealing with different gain stages, you want to make sure that they're about the same volume, or at least a boost in volume, but you never want it to cut in volume, or at least typically anyway. I don't. That's pretty close. Now, I just came off of a recording session over the weekend. And let's see where my thing is here. There we are. So my recording session is really all about layering. Recording anything is, one, trying to capture a performance, but two, once you start overdubbing vocals and layering guitars and keys and other things, it's about the sonic space that each one of those parts have in the full frequency range. So every guitar part can't have tons of bass and tons of high end and just whatever else, right? Some guitars need to have a lot of bass cut from their sound. Some guitars need more mid-range than others, especially if you're recording a solo and you want that to cut through the mix. You don't need tons of bass on a solo because you're already playing up here really high on the fretboard. So, which this, I mean, just look at it, guys. Come on. This thing is gorgeous. Hello there, gorgeous. So this is a Kiesel CT6. Last week I played my new Retro Solo, which is equally as amazing. And let me go ahead and grab that because I can, and it's a cool guitar. So, oh man, that nasal medicine knocked me out last night. I'm tired still tired. Let me grab this other guitar here. Hello, darling. It's so good to see you. Hello. Yep. So this is the Retro Solo from Kiesel. And it is candy apple red. It has a little bit of metallic sparkle to it. Very much like my... Let me go ahead and grab this other guitar real fast too. Just so you can see what we're dealing with here. So really these two guitars are metallic, but this is a red metallic, and you can kind of see that a little bit if you get it in the light just right. And then this one is the black metallic, so a little bit of sparkle there in certain lighting. So yeah, you got the red and the black, which is nice. The Les Paul style has the big block inlays. The strings go straight through the nut slot, so you don't have that weird angle or break, string break, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I think they're just very classy builds, and they look really good overall. Let's try this. Gabriel, what's up, man? Glad you could join us on the stream today. Y'all, I got about 13 people watching right now. Be sure to ask a question. This live stream is not about me just talking about whatever. Like, y'all need to ask some questions so I can directly respond to anything that you're pondering or have thoughts or questions about, whether my microphone sounds bad or not. You just let me know, so it makes it more fun for me if you interact a little bit more. And all that stuff. So, but maybe you're just here to hear me play guitar, and maybe that's fine as well. Whatever. You can see by this angle here, there's a very nice arm bevel here on the body, and also a belly cut right there on the guitar. So this is super comfortable to play. I just can't buy Fenders anymore, or at least Fender Telecasters. They're just so squared off and boxy that it always, it just always hurts my arm to have it on that very sharp edge. That's why, same thing with Les Pauls. Les Pauls are awesome. They're classic. They're everything your guitar heroes wanted them to be. But it's just, we have these modern comforts nowadays that just are so much better. So I pretty much lived on the neck pickup on Sunday when I played this guitar. Well, which is very interesting. I had another retro solo from Kiesel that I bought like a year and a half ago or so. And I recently sold it not too long ago, maybe a few months ago, maybe 2 months ago. But what was interesting about that guitar is it had it had a maple neck, but it had a maple top and a mahogany body. And I really feel like the alder body that this has definitely has a different tone to it. So all the guys out there that are raving about like tone woods and it's not important or whatever, like there is a little bit of difference in different woods. Because you can get ash bodies, you can get alder, you can get mahogany, walnut, black limba. These are all like Kiesel type options. Ash. Gabriel, ask away, man. Just ask. Richard Kaplan, how's it going, man? Glad you're here. I am not sure. Let's see. Let me check real fast. I still need to do my Headrush live stream for this week. Excuse me. And that will probably be the 31st is on Friday. So I could probably do a Headrush live stream. Let's just make it Friday. Let's make it the last day of the month. And that'll be fun. So we'll go live again on Friday. I did plan on having some other video content kind of set in stone. But it's just a lot of work. And most of the time when I get home, I'm either playing with the kids or making dinner, and I'm just tired. Some nights I just want to sit and watch basketball or sit and watch football or whatever is on the TV versus coming into the studio and making videos and stuff. But I have a whole list of videos I need to knock out. I just need to catch a second wind and just make it happen. But Gabriel is driving home, and he'll be home in a sec, and he does have a question, so whatever. Richard, I hadn't seen you a whole lot. Where are you located at, and what kind of gear do you have? Are you a guitar player, piano player, drummer? What do you do? Are you a lawyer, doctor, ditch digger? All right, yeah, I love a neck pickup on a Tele. I also like the Blues Boy setup where you have the classic Tele bridge, but then you have a humbucker in the neck. I really like the look of that as well. I don't think this guitar is routed out underneath to actually have a humbucker in the neck, but it might be something that I can do in the future, and I can just like switch them out whenever I wanted to. But I don't think it's that important to really do. Tremolo. I made the neck profile on this a little thicker, and I also made this a 10-inch radius. So it's a little rounder feeling on the neck. It feels really good. Richard is from Florida, and he has a Flex Prime, so that's great. I got like I said, I have a whole list of Headrush videos I need to make. And if you want to help support the channel, you can sign up for my HTS Rigs course, which basically just means every month I go live. I build rigs on the Headrush, and you can download those from my website, and you just get access to all past, present, and future rigs. And it's just a very easy way to help support the channel. It's just a one-time payment, and you can ask your questions. I think the month of January, is going to be headrush going heavy. So I'm going to concentrate on the Mezza Boogie type amps, the Bogners, the Soldanos, the JCM 800s, stuff like that. But you're more than welcome to suggest anything that you want to see me make. And I don't do a lot of song requests because that really, I have a sound in my head that I think the song sounds like, but I want to dive deeper into that by actually playing the music on video. But when I do that, I get a copyright strike on my channel. So whenever I start doing my tonal analysis course, that's going to be the reason why I do that, or where I do that kind of stuff. All right, so Gabriel says, and Francis is in the house as well. What's up, Francis? All right. I only tuned into your stream, I think, once about a month ago. I was asking about a $2,000 Ibanez. Yep, okay. And I wanted to finance it, and you told me to buy the guitar that makes me want to play it. I took your, okay. How's this going to work? But that guitar was too expensive for me right now. I ended up buying an Ibanez RG with a trim system with a nice paint finish that looks similar to Quilted Maple for my ammo. Awesome. Okay, well, that's good. Did it get cut off? Yeah, it got cut off. Yeah, but that's the thing with financing stuff is depending on what price it is and how many payments you can split it up into. If it's 24 months, then that's if it's a $2,000 guitar, it might only be I don't know, $25 or $50 or whatever it is, $49. But you just have to either save up money and just pay cash, just pay for it all at the same time. But I would argue if you have a credit card, then if you did pay up cash, you just put the purchase on the card first, and then with your cash, pay off the card. So that way you get the reward points, you get the cash back, and all that stuff. But if you're not responsible, i.e. like me, if you're not responsible with your money and just go and buy guitars that you don't need, without having the money first, then you have to kind of scramble and figure out how to pay for it later. Which I'm not saying I do that at all. It's not me at all, But anyway, that's just the thing that you have to worry about. But yeah, I think the RG series is perfectly fine. I think it's perfectly fine. Talking about the Positive Grid Spark 40, it's a pretty good practice amp with the built-in app. Most of the songs I want to play are dropped any tuning, but the Ibanez I bought was a trim system. This is going across multiple things, so I know it takes some decent amount of the spring tension. Should I drop? Yeah, so even with a trim system, it really doesn't matter. You can go drop D, and that's not going to throw off the entire trim that much. If it's like a Floyd Rose, it really shouldn't matter a whole lot. But let me go look up this guitar here. It's the Ibanez RG. Is there something more specific? Like, what's the exact model number that you have? I'll look it up on Zounds first. Zounds.com. Zounds is my official affiliate partner because they do pay me a higher percentage than Sweetwater does. But hey, if you're going to help support the channel and you like just buying gear that is from good quality people, that they have fast shipping, fast turnaround if you need to return it, Zounds is an equally great place to buy stuff, as well as Sweetwater and I guess Amazon if you got to buy off things off of Amazon. But Ibanez RG, let me go back through the comments here. It just says Ibanez RG. That's all it says. See, that's the thing. We got a RG 550. We have a Genesis. We have a D7 1 AL. That's a whole lot going on there. Iron Label Prestige. That's $2,000 right there. Yeah, I need to know what the actual model number is. RG4EX1. Francis says I'm looking at getting a new Eastman Fullertone DC62. Those new Eastman models, those are looking killer, man. Those are looking really cool. RG4EX1. RG4EX1. Okay. Zounds does not have that one. So let's go look at Sweetwater. Because surely they'll have it. And that's the thing. If you find something that you want, but it's not on Zounds, then go to Sweetwater and still use my affiliate link, please. RG4EX1. Come on. Do I have to put Ibanez before it? RG4EX1. Maybe you got to type it in just right. I'm not seeing it. I'm going to have to Google it. Ibanez RG4EX1. Wow, why is this so hard to find? Yeah, I mean, that definitely looks like a Floyd Rose kind of thing. So, with that said, let me show you what I'm seeing here. I want to do this kind of thing. Okay. Wow, that looks horrible. All right, so this guitar, a Floyd Rose, is really meant to do this. Let me zoom in on this here. So if you're going to detune your string, you have to take your Allen key and unlock this nut system here, and then tune it, and then lock it back. So that way, when you push the move the trim arm, it'll stay in tune, quote unquote, stay in tune. So I'm not sure how much this thing is, but it is what it is. But that's the other thing is, depending on what you do, I mean, if it has a give return policy and you don't like it, then just send it back, Just send it back if you can't figure it out. But that's what I would do. Just unlock that tuning nut or the nut slot there, and then tune down the D and then lock it back. All right, the Eastman Fullerton DC62. Let's look at that one. Eastman Fullerton DC62. What? Oh my. Oh yeah. All right, so this thing right here, my friends, this is pretty sick. Check this out. Yeah, Eastman makes amazing stuff, and that's 1125 right there. Let's look up some Eastman. I know Sweetwater carries Eastman, so Fullerton. Dude, $7.99. What the crap? Oh, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Your mom goes to college. So, yeah. Yes, sir. Right there. That's it, man. That looks really nice. I think I've seen these on Facebook recently, like they just announced them, but I wasn't sure of the price. But that is a really, I mean, for Eastman, this is a really nice price point right here. Sub of $1,000. And it looks like a dream, man. It looks so good. Yeah, I'm going to have to get one of these. I'm going to have to do it, man. $8.99. Nice copper foil pickup. You got black. Yeah, that's just so cool. Now, I doubt these have stainless steel frets, but I really don't want to buy a guitar if it doesn't have stainless steel frets these days. Just because I don't want to deal with fret dressing and all the upkeep over the years. I just want to buy one guitar and not have to put any more money into it. Ever, ever, ever. But it does have the noiseless single coils and silk bar humbucker for unrivaled tone sculpting possibilities. Rosewood fretboard, crystalline veneer, roasted black limba body. So the Kiesel guitars, they have black limba as well. Let me show you what that looks like real fast. Let me show you. All right, switch it back over here. All right, so black limba looks like this. So you got this kind of thing. This is black limba. It's kind of an offshoot of mahogany, but it has all these cool like lines in it and stuff. Roasted black limba body anchors tones in full spectrum brilliance, enduring warmth and excellent articulation. Now you're talking. Distinct circuitry of neck and bridge tone controls, master volume knob through a switch. Streamlined sonic tailoring is always at the ready. Yeah, sure. Medium round neck profile and 12-inch radius. Access to all 24 frets that span 25.5 inches. So that's the Fender scale. Yeah, that looks great. That looks really good. Let me go back to the dual ones over here. So this is kind of what I was talking about. I like that a lot. So we have the Tele style pickup right there, but you also have a silk bar pickup. So it's kind of like a P90-ish. It says it's humbucking though, with limba body. Maybe a limba body is different than a black limba body. But this is also painted, so you can't really see that a whole lot. But that looks nice. So you got the really cool looking. Let me show you. Sorry, I wasn't showing you. So you got the nice neck heel there. So it carves in. So you have full access to those upper frets. Yeah, $8.99, $7.99 for those suckers. I really wish Zounds would be affiliate partner or a carrier of Eastman guitars. I might have to contact somebody over at Sweetwater and see if they can send me over two of those models for me to try out. So this is the 52. So the 52 is more of like your Tele style. And then the 62 is your Strat style. So Pretty amazing. Just Car frets. Just Car. Yeah, time to order, man. That's a nice one. You're crying. Yeah, so that's the thing with guitars is like you save up money for one and you really like it until you get it and then you see something else. It was like, oh man, I should have spent my money on that one. Or just whatever. Or you can just keep all your guitars and you have, before you know it, you have like 30 different guitars or whatever. But this was this is a Kiesel Crescent. So it looks like a crescent moon kind of shape here. This is a 7-string multi-scale. Now that is clipping. It's really weird because on my mixer here, it doesn't look like it's clipping at all. But on my Ecamm Live, it's something's happening. Anyway, it is a slightly harder pickup, so I'll turn it down. I love my McCarty 594 wood library. Ooh. Yeah, those are, let me look that up here. So that's a PRS. .594 McCarty. Now, do you have the SE version or the actual version? Because this is S2. Show you what I'm looking at here. Oh, geez. $5,600 for a piece of wood with strings on it. Look at that. I don't know, man. I don't know if I could spend that much money on one guitar. I could spend it across multiple guitars, but that's a tin top right there. So you're paying for the wood, first of all. The more rare the wood, the more expensive it's going to be. Man, I'm really tired. I could go to sleep right now. I kind of like this one. No, I don't like it. It's too bright. $5,600, dude. 56. Whale blue. All right, let's go find a whale blue here. Faded blue. Aqua blue. Purple boost. Cobalt. That's kind of nice. That's right. Because when it's your birthday, you have full reign to spend however much money that you want. And I'm not judging in the least. I like this blue jean, man. That thing is cool. Special financing, only $238 a month for 24 months. Well, if you look at it that way, then it's really not that big of a deal. It's like, do I want a car payment or do I want... I'm trying to find this. There's lake blue. It's kind of pretty. Yeah. Do you want a car payment or do you want a guitar payment? Car or guitar? Which one do you want? I don't see the whale blue one. That's pretty nice, though. Those are nice guitars. This one right here was around $3-ish. And yeah, that's expensive. But this is a totally custom guitar for a really, I mean, that's actually a really good price, honestly. Go back to my boost sound. Uh-oh, Aaron Short. He got back from the NAMM show. Congratulations, my friend. I know you were very busy all the days you were there, like live streaming and just having all the fun. I wonder if you got to see my friend Lance Allen. He did some show somewhere there at the hotel. He probably just did solo guitar, I assumed. I don't think he was playing with anybody else. But let me know if you saw Lance Allen, because he was there. Some company brought him out and be like, hey, play our guitars. And he's like, yeah, sure. Yeah, this is my metal guitar. My Shredfest metal guitar. Let's try out the... let's do the Kiesel CS3. So this does have the metallic kind of finish to it. It also has a very nice neck. This is a walnut, maple, walnut, maple, walnut, a 5-ply neck. And the neck joint is very smooth up here. Let me tune these things. So earlier, Gabriel was talking about drop D tuning. And really what that means is you take your low E string and you turn it down to D. Something like that. So now you can play the bottom 2 strings open. Bottom 3 really. Now you have a nice big power chord without having to touch anything. Alright, but then when you go up to an E, you just do the one finger wonder kind of thing. Alright. Turn my treble up a little bit. And go back to overdrive. But because of that tuning difference, you have to kind of alter all your shapes. So you got your G right here. You got your A. Or your A minor. Yeah, so it's not it's not anything that you can't get used to. It's just I don't play in drop D a whole lot, so I kind of have to, you know, figure it out. But if you have a good working knowledge of the guitar, so changing one string is not going to throw you off that much. It's kind of like when I went from a 6 string to a 7 string, adding that extra low B down here. So let's kind of talk about that for a second. Alright. So a 7 string guitar, it adds a low B string below your E. So this is still E standard. You got E, A, D, G, B, E, right? This is back on a clean tone. Maybe turn off the limiter. All right, now with all these strings being tuned in fourths, except for the G and B string, which is a third, once you add a string below the E right here, that is down a fifth, or from the B, it's up a fourth to E. So you got B, C sharp, D sharp, E, right? So that's a fourth. But when you go E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, that's a fifth. So going down a string is going down a fifth. Okay. Yeah, so if I play these two strings at the same time, it's technically a fifth, even though it sounds weird with the higher note being lower than the root note is. But it's really no different than going. Right, it's technically an E power chord. You just have the fifth on the bottom instead of the top. But you can play that anywhere. You can play, if I want to play a D here, you can play a fifth below. You can play it at the same time. That is the same as going higher like this. So that's essentially what you're doing with your drop D, is you're allowing that A to be the fifth, and then you got the D below it. So but it's really no different than going E and a B right here. Alright, so now I got the B here and also have a low B below it. So now you're essentially having a drop D kind of architecture, but now you're in drop B, or essentially a B something. So I can still get to a D power chord. It's the same thing as your drop D right there. I got a C sharp, C, and then B. Okay. Now with this extra width of the 7 string, it is a little strange. It was interesting getting used to that over the few weeks that when I first got it. And I also found that the multi-scale, it helped in some ways, but it also hindered me in some ways. So you just kind of have to be conscious of, you know, where the fret is and how you're playing and how the angle of your hand and all that kind of different stuff. So it is what it is. So I got some tuning issues on this guitar. Let's tune it up a little bit. And that's honestly why I went with the 7-string on some purchases, because I wanted that extra low end, but I didn't want to always have to tune down all the time. So you can also treat it like a baritone guitar, which is down a few notes from a regular guitar. I actually need to know what that is. What's a baritone tuning? Let me find that real fast. Baritone tuning. See what we got here. Baritone. So it's a baritone tuning is a perfect fourth lower than standard tuning. So that's B standard. B standard. Yeah, I see what that is. Baritone guitars have a longer scale length, usually 27 inches, to accommodate the lower notes, which is also why you have fanned frets or multi-scale. Baritone guitar tuning is a lower tuning than standard guitar, usually a perfect fourth or fifth lower. So baritone guitars have a longer scale length and heavier gauge strings to maintain attention and create a deeper range. So essentially, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I still have B, E, A, D. Then my G's tuned down to G sharp, and then I have a B. Okay, so everything is basically just down a fourth, which is really just what I have here. So I really have, so with one multi-scale guitar, I've replaced the need to have drop D tuning. I can make this a baritone guitar essentially, which is what the internet's telling me, which is what that is. And then I can still do all my normal 6-string type stuff by playing higher. If I play down here, right, stuff like that. Oh man, let's see. Ibanez have a 7-string acoustic. I was wondering how I could use it in regards to open chords, or if I would have to play different stuff. No, just what I'm saying is you can play everything normal like like a regular guitar. But then when you go down to those bottom strings, you have to remember that G string there is tuned up a half step. So if I tuned it down, let me show you this here. I'm technically going to be in open. This is going to be B standard, except for the high E string, which I could tune down to. All right, so this is going to be cool. Check this out. G down to F sharp. And then let's do D. Now, I don't know what I want to do yet. I was going to tune the E down to D sharp, but let's just keep it where it is. All right, so we got. All right, so you can see I'm playing my E chord here, but I'm playing it on the 3 strings down to where I normally are, or just a different string set down. So essentially at this point, since I've tuned my G down to F sharp, I have and a B standard. Like I have the same standard tuning as a guitar, but down a fourth, except for my high E string here. And in that case, I just don't play my high E string as much when I'm doing full chords. But that means I can also just do regular. Yeah, all my scales, all my pentatonics and everything are the same. I just have to remember, like, I'm no longer bending, like where I normally bend on a B string, I'm now bending on a G string. Where I normally bend on a G string, I'm now bending on a D string. So the bending aspect is a little different. But as far as where the notes are, I mean, everything's the same. You just think of it one string down than where you normally are. If I can. I tell you what. But that is very interesting. One thing I can show you here. Let me look that up real fast. So you say it's an Ibanez 7-string acoustic. Ibanez 7-string acoustic. Oh my. I mean, the cheapest one is $399. That's not too bad. Vintage violin gloss. Ooh, those are pretty. Let me show you what I'm seeing here. So even if you go the high end on the $799 kind of deal, you do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strings. 7 strings. Wow. There's the full Monty right there. It's got 4 on one side and 3 on the other. So yeah, you could use it just to get some lower stuff going on for some open chords and whatever else. You just have to take it a little slow and work it into your knowledge of the fretboard and how it all works for you. But Dwight Bailey is in the house, folks. What's up, Dwight? Dwight Bailey is here. See, now I can't play my D chord like I normally do. Because that G string is tuned down a half step, which makes it, like, you know, really weird. So I have to play it like this. So everything I know about these shapes, I have to move up a half step. So there's my D chord. I have to move up a half step like that. This chord here, I have to move up like this. Which means I have to make this minor. Actually, the middle note is minor, so. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I'd rather just keep it in regular tuning. What am I doing here? Let's use the old tuner here. If we don't have any more questions, I gotta go run some basketball drills with my daughter. She's been playing basketball. And she needs lots of work. She needs to work on her dribbling, passing, shooting, everything. Pivoting. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Here, Dwight. I've been a little under the weather starting last night and today, just tired, and I had a scratchy throat yesterday, but I took some medicine and it literally knocked me out. And I'm really tired right now. But it's fine. I'll live somehow, some way. I've had this pedal on reverb for a very long stinking time. I really want someone to buy it because I don't use it anymore. So if someone wants to buy this pedal from me off of reverb.com, to search for the Pantheon Dual Overdrive Deluxe. Is a great dual overdrive pedal. You can change the order 1 and 2, 2 and 1. And it's got volume gain, bass, and treble for both sides with a single presence knob in the middle. And it does have some dip switches on the side, so you can change the voicing between 3 different voicings and 3 different gain levels per side. And those voicings are usually like distortion, overdrive, and like transparent boost or something like that. But yeah, really good switches, really nice knobs. It has MIDI on the side, so you can change the on and off status via MIDI. And it does have independent ins and outs on both sides as well. So if you're incorporating this into a switcher, then it's really good. Anyway, I don't want it, so someone buy it from me, please, so I can pay off some of these guitars. And I don't know why I'm belching, but it is the way it is. Once again, here's this is the black Limba look. Very pretty black Limba. I saw a Delos like last year on the the Kiesel Facebook page, or like maybe the website or something, but they had a black Limba Delos body, which is a Strat style, and it was just to die for. I was like, wow, that looks really nice. So there's that. And that is the sound of... Wow, why is this like this? Why are you the way you are? Everything's upside down. Wow, that looks horrible. I'm going to get off this view here. All right, guys, let's go grab a basketball or make some dinner with your family, or grab a guitar if you just got off work, and do some jamming for me, make some music. And hope everyone has a great rest of your week. Be on the lookout for some Quilter videos, some more Headrush videos. We'll be live with my Headrush Flex Prime on Friday. Not quite sure what time it is yet, but I'll make an announcement on the community page on YouTube. I'll let you guys know when I go live. And gonna have a birthday party this week for my son who's turning 3. And Tatum Kyle McFarland. I'm blessed. I'm really blessed with my family and kids, and having a job, and having some sweet tone. Sweet tone most of all, honestly. But thanks, guys, for watching. Be sure to subscribe down below and click the bell. Go to my website, drmcfarlandstudios.com, to check out any courses that you might be interested in. And if you are going to buy anything online, especially from Zounds, Sweetwater, or Amazon, please use my affiliate links. It is free for you to use. And I do get some commission from that when you use my links. So appreciate everyone watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Keep rocking.